That's why Valentine is coming.
Where is your girlfriend? You are sitting at home.
Lonely. Anyway, me, I'm not lonely. I'm always.
What's
I'm never
Felix
walking
boning
alone.
face? You cannot relate.
I'm always working with
WhatsApp
people.
group.
I never work alone. I mean,
Happy New Year.
you can already see. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to both of you. I'm just, you are not lonely. Why is Felix surprised? You are no longer single.
We'll get to you. We started this from
Since
last
when?
week. We started this conversation from last week.
Wow.
You are
This
new.
is-
You are not updated.
You are not updated.
Wow.
you don't get info because info laughing shaking
Laughing
fool.
exactly. So yes, welcome to the Gliders. Today is the second Monday in the perfect month. I told you guys last week on the show that this is a perfect month, February, where you have every day this month has a complete number of 4 in each of those days. So Monday has 4 Mondays in February, Tuesday down to Sunday, and this is the second Monday. And I promised you guys last week that this is the month of lovers. So everybody that is single, I am going to choke you guys, and that's why we're starting with the color. So yes, starting with the Valentine color, red. And because I never get to work a look at, you have seen the guys in the studio, but let me properly introduce them. First of all is Timothy, who is updated. He was here last week. He's here again this week. He's updated. How are you doing? How's your week been? How are you prepping for the big one on Saturday?
Oh.
You say, hey, no,
When you say big one, like
Your first one.
I don't get
when you say big one, like say we get something like match.
chai.
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting week. I'm quite reserved. I really did not do much this week. I was at a friend's place and I just went there to chill.
Yeah, you promised us last
Yeah,
week.
so I went back home on Saturday, and I mean, so it's not really been a lot of things for me. Just chilling, eating. I mean, they won't use food kill me. I ate pepper soup, jollof rice, everything that I could have eaten there, cake. But I go back on Saturday and back to reality, and yeah, we did also. And I got home $300 million yesterday. So everybody send account send account to me.
This is the richest man.
I mean, you know, see the car where I park outside this morning, like latest Bentley. Like, I mean, if you want me to carry you, where are you going after the show? Oh, you know they go my way. No worry.
Oh, wow.
But I feel buy for you too, Sha. Which one you go like?
X-Wagon.
No, wala. You go manage down, Sha. Anyway, good to be here on the show and interesting. I'm counting down to. I'm not really big on Valentine's.
Azal.
Calm
When
down,
you were
now.
single, you were not big.
No, it's not even because of it's not because of it's not because I was single. Then it's just like, I just see it as a day.
I want us to be clear.
The most
You
recent
were
ones.
single, Abi. You are single. Which one is?
No, he said when I was single. Maybe that was why I was not big on it.
Are you single? You're not single.
No, I'm not single.
Okay.
I'm
Wow.
not single.
Oh
But I'm not
my
married.
God.
Love it.
But
I'm
No
not
wonder
married.
you told me that.
See,
Yeah,
see,
you cannot-
when
But
I
wait.
came in, I saw the glow on it, but I could not figure.
Which glow? Wait till this one.
They are just sparkling. Everybody don't shine.
Sparking now, shade, and last month I started the date. Wait till this one they talk. I mean, and then
Single man.
Mikolo won't kill me. Like, you know, Mikolo promised us that he was going to choke us with everything love content.
He has
and
a streak.
he's keeping to his
He has a streak.
word.
He has a
Talk
streak.
and do.
Talk and do. Bible pastor. But yes, it's been great. It's been great to.
How is it being single though?
Wow. Ow,
I'm
man.
asking.
Now today this singleness pay me pass. Today night pay me pass. But it's all good.
But you
Talking
can still
about-
date before 14, so anything is possible.
Well, anything is possible. This is not football, but anything is
And people
possible.
do these things that to be your girlfriend on Valentine's Day, 1K, to post you, 2K, that kind of thing. So you
2K
said
what? Dollars cannot be naira.
if you want dollars, I get you.
Usually this is me. But David they receive her today.
Ga-
and I-
ga-
No, I'm
ga-
not even
Chest.
shading you. I'm just joking.
This one can't shade
I'm
you.
not shading. Now.
You
Why
dey
would
stone me.
I can't shade. I can't shade
No,
you.
now single, no keep person.
I've always been in this
But happy
position
New Year,
too.
guys. Happy New Year to our viewers. First time.
Masquerade. Yes.
uh,
You know they
this
come
year.
out anyhow.
I mean, I try my best. And we even increased trying our best
Intensity.
this year even more. But it's all good. Happy.
What's the new thing you've done this year?
The new thing.
Yeah, you said you increase it.
No, I said I
trying
will
your best,
increase trying my best to
in
be
what
more
aspect?
frequent.
Of coming on the
Yes,
show.
that's what I'm saying now. To be
Or
more frequent.
getting a side, because this year like this, I'm all about side quests. I want to do a lot of side quests. I've already told people that are close to
Involve
me.
me.
No, it's not the one that can involve you. But I'm
Why?
just saying, when he was saying he wants to do more things, I thought he was talking about something like me wanting to do a lot of side quests. I already know he has one, which is immigration. We will talk
If you
about
don't know what that, Shemek can stand up. It's just that this mic out. Because see why see why you like your friend.
Felix came to the office today in a trouser that we categorize as people working in immigration. So that's why we are
My
saying
chest
one
they
of the
pay. If I don't finish this show, who will the two of them responsible? Because I don't know that I can take this kind of.
It's just like immigration. I didn't expect that.
Question now. But guys, it's been lovely.
But first, I've
It's
been
been
at the
lovely.
office a couple of times.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So you're
So-
enticed.
You are not
Yeah,
part
you
of
don't
the
enjoy them.
I mean, they don't give me employment letter and say you're not part of us.
you could just use journalism as side quest.
But,
That would be.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
You just came in as Felix was talking about. What job would you get, or in what sector, and the pay that will make you leave this media job?
What sector?
Yeah,
Let
and
me
the
just
job.
be like, all those mommy in Balogun markets where they are always selling lace, selling gold with gold.
I
No,
know,
no,
you-
they have so
you are
much.
in
They have
sync.
so much staff.
I don't know. I don't know that I
Yeah,
can
man.
do any other 9 to 5, like office work, but busy. You see, trading business.
Igbo man.
If they just clock me, if they clock
Igbo
it.
queen.
Maybe make I go. They sell clogs. Make I they sell shoe. Just give me
Spare
one
parts.
big boutique.
See, you don't wear the trouser.
For Alaba.
You don't wear the
Alaba.
trouser. I've seen it in you. But it's great to start a week that has started with so much paparazzi, and it's going to end with paparazzi. So paparazzi that is starting in sports, because just over the night into this morning, Nigerian time, was the Super Bowl, and of course we already know that. You might not know because it's not our sport. This year we had a record-breaking over 137 million people who are said to have tuned in to watch the Super Bowl. That is not up to the population of Nigeria. So if you are a Nigerian and you don't understand
I'm
what the Super Bowl
137
is,
million watching ram fight. They ram their heads into each other.
yes, yeah.
Why?
But that is not the thing. I mean, me, I'm always all about paparazzi. There was a tweet by Rooney that's always suffices on the morning after the Super Bowl. People are retweeting it, quoting it again and retweeting it, where he tweeted in 2012 that this is just about confusion and all that. He's always looking forward to the advertisements and the halftime show. Now this year, Bad Bunny was the one who headlined the Super Bowl halftime show, and it was iconic. I mean, where we had the first Spanish Latino to headline a Super Bowl, and he brought in so much of representation for the rest of the Americans apart from the United States. Obviously, he is Puerto Rican, and he made sure that he showed so much paid so much homage to his heritage, and it's been a very good week for him. He also brought in the Grammys that he won. So much representation and symbolism, but that is topic for another day. Now I want to ask the guys, yes, we are not big in this part of the world when it concerns American football, which is what you're watching. That's aside. Now guys, the Super Bowl, we had Bad Bunny headline it. Who do you think is an African act right now? I'll start from you because you're a radio guy. Who do you think is an African act that can headline a Super Bowl and to be that big, to be that good right now, like a halftime show? Which African act? Because Afrobeats is very big in the world right now. Which act do you think can headline the Super Bowl halftime show and it to be very big? Say for instance, they want to take a gamble next year.
I think the first person that comes to mind because of his fame world over and of course his stagecraft, how he handles the crowd and all of that. I'm not sure there is a single person that would do it by themselves, but if you're going to headline, I can't take my head off Burnaboy right now because of his popularity in America, the
And
UK,
even in
the
sports,
rest of the
because
world.
he has
in
done
sports,
a lot in sports.
yeah.
He has done the NBA. and all of
Whiskey
that.
is probably a bigger name in Africa and all of that, but globally, the places that Burna Boy
Boy's
has
legs have
entered,
man.
like I feel,
Champions League
I feel
finals,
a Burna.
NBA
Welcome
finals.
the English team when they came back
Came back
from
from
was
the
it
Euros, yes,
yeah.
winning
Where
the
Serena
Euros,
Wiegman
yes.
Yeah, I feel a Burna with Tyler somewhere in the mix
What?
in there, and
What?
maybe somebody, because there is West Africa represented,
Yes.
South Africa represented. Maybe I don't know who is the biggest star from North Africa. Maybe one of those. Not this is the red one. This red one that
Red
did
one,
this
yes,
AFCON.
and then there's
They say
French
maybe
Montana
him
also with
somewhere.
some Arabian, North African heritage was part of those. Who
Maybe
was part
that
of the
that
AFCON
can
song.
work. That can, because Burnaboy has this. He's already performed at the Grammys, so it's not new to the American audience. So I would say Burnaboy. Rema is somebody that is still up and coming. He has that stage craft, but he's still up and coming. I'm looking, because the halftime show, you need to entertain.
Yes, actually.
Whiskey does not give me that vibe of entertainment when he performs on stage now. It's all about the streaming money and connecting with the international audience. The video is the same. Live performance is not his thing, because for go do track 1, track 2. DJ, give me track 1. You go sing live. And that's not.
Are you shady?
No, it's not a shade now. I'm not saying I'm picking people that can actually sing their songs live, not people that need auto-tune.
He said,
Yes, people are digging me in deep. And they encourage me with this laughter.
Davido fans not like this.
Let's move on. I'm not an FC, by the way.
I know, but I'm just like saying Davido fans not like this. Yeah, but I agree with Felix as well. Burnaboy, because of what he has done, Champions League final, and in recent years he has like staged so many sporting events, not footballing events. So I just feel Burnaboy. But if I'm going to not pick Burnaboy, then it has to be Ashake. I'll probably have not picked Ashake before the Red Bull one events that happened. But after watching that event, then I know that, okay, there's no place that Ashake cannot perform. I remember there was a time where there was an argument where people made, after Rema performed at the 2022 or 2023 Ballon d'Or, and then, now people on Twitter and social media would always make comparisons. Someone was not like, oh, see Rema performing at this stage, which song would Ashake be able to perform at the Ballon d'Or? But watching that Red Bull event, I don't know if many of us have seen it,
Yes,
but I mean, you know that, okay, this is mastercraft in terms of performance. So I don't
not
Yeah,
the
one
DJ.
thing I've also
Not the
observed
DJ.
about those international stages,
Yeah.
especially sports, music, the people are not really particular about language. They are more interested in
The vibe
the
and
vibe. How do you keep the
I
crowd
mean,
going? They are,
Your
We
flow,
had,
your
we, had,
flow.
we had a
Yes,
pure
your
Latino
flow.
show at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it is
your
not
flow
English.
in terms of
so
voice.
Ashake would perform his songs and he would do fine.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed none of you mentioned Portable. I mean, big,
Oh no.
are you whining me? Big smoke, pelu, tobacco. I don't like it. But let me come to you on this one before we
But yeah,
leave.
whiskey too, Sha. I don't know if I
do
agree
you
with
think-
Felix on the whiskey
I
part. Sha.
swear. Portable would drag, he would drag Super Bowl after the game. Come on, baby, mama. Come on, baby.
But let me come to you in this. We were talking before we came on air, where we talked about the monetary aspect. You obviously know that the Americans know how to make a show. The showbiz business is their thing. We're talking about what it means to put an ad in the Super Bowl at that halftime show. The least you pay is $8 million for a 30-second advertisement during that halftime show going on there. And I wanted to bring it home to us here to be able to bring it and see, how do you think we would ever get to the extent in which we can make sports a business? Because sports is a business for them. They make it entertaining. They make it, what can we do? We have the entertainment. We have Afrobeats on our side. Why have we never used this to be able to make as much money, or try to start copying, because we know how to copy the Americans? How have we not be able to use it to copy the Americans to make so much money? I mean, hearing those numbers, hearing the amount of people that tune in to watch, the numbers you pay to be able to watch these people, why are we not, implementing it in our own sports? Because there's a conversation about sports dying in this part of the world. Why are we not doing that?
Do you mean Nigeria or Africa?
Nigeria, I'm not Africa. I mean Nigeria. Like I said, Afrobeats is, we've talked about people who are potentials to headline a Super Bowl show. We mentioned some top names that have been doing so well for themselves in recent history. So let's bring it to Afrobeat. Afrobeat is our own. So let's bring it to Afrobeat here.
For the question, firstly, I think there's a whole lot to talk about if we're going to open that topic, because there's a whole lot of mess in terms of sports. And like we've always mentioned, if government has seen sports as a place where money can come in from, or the kind of business opportunities that sports can bring in, and then they know that okay, this is the profits and whatever would come in from it is something like the UK now. You know that okay, the English Premier League is a league that okay they get money from. They would have done some things like it's not just something that is starting now. I mean, for so many years they've not seen sports as that thing that can bring in money for them, and that's why they do not pump in a lot of money into it. I mean, we do not even have a stadium. We do not have more than one stadium that can host a CAF accredited football game in this country. So let's even start from there. Let's build stadiums first before we not even talk about.
Do we need to build? We have stadiums.
Which stadium?
I mean, like I'm not saying the stadiums are good. I'm just saying, do we need to build or do we need to renovate?
Well, okay, maybe renovating or trying to refurbish it and make it look good is the word that should be used. But I mean, for the government, there's a whole lot of deep diving that has to go into trying to ensure that sports is giving so much traction and we can make money off it. But I mean, that topic, I don't want to cry.
I think I agree with Timothy. Our biggest issue with sports and why we don't make a lot of money is the people managing our sports, the government still see it as recreation. They see it as something that you do to keep fit, to keep your body like alive. And all that. They don't see the business part. Yes, they don't see the business part of sports. Everywhere else where sport is thriving right now, all over the world, they have seen it as it's an industry that they expect this amount of money to come into the economy every year.
Here.
Like they expect this is the amount by the end of this year. This is what we are expecting. We don't have anybody projecting from the National Sports Commission.
Yeah.
Down to the federation of all those sports. I'm not sure if he meets the
Now
NFF.
Felix Tokamu.
My futures. I'm not sure if he meets the NFF president and you ask him, what's your projection? 2026 is just starting. How much are you projecting that the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, the Under-17, in fact, the whole federation is going to be by the end of 2026? What are your projections?
Of what they'll be bringing in.
I'm not sure anybody has that figure. What they are waiting on is government should do their budgets, what is going to fall to them, who qualify for the AFCON, what is FIFA, what is CAF going to give to us, qualify for the World Cup if something like that happens, how much they don't have set targets on how much they expect to make. Yeah. So that's the biggest issue. We still see sports as a recreational something in this part of the world.
And that's why, I don't know if I should say this, but let me just say it. I was with...
Nobody go sack you here.
Okay, no, it's not like I do not want to do something that... Okay, yeah, I was working with Edafi on something before we went for AFCON. So I was trying to get a couple of executives in the... in different federations, there's not Africa. And then when I was like doing the research, I mean, many of those FA presidents, they were business people. So it's, I know there are some that, okay, they were probably ex-internationals and all that, but many of them are business executives or politicians. So people. It's not about just because I know or I love football.
Or and because I play the game.
Exactly. It's about business, and you know that, okay, this is something that's must bring in money for us. We'll spend money, we have to also bring in money. So we'll spend money, we have to also bring in money. So this is what you need to do. And these are the kind of people that majorly run this football in other continents, across Europe and the South America and other places. But I don't know, even in Africa, I think a bit of... countries have business people. I mean, see Morocco.
Look at the CAF president.
Even the CAF president. Like I think he's one of the richest man in Africa.
Yes, he is.
So if he's not the richest, but he's one of the richest man in Africa. So that's
Dangote is the richest.
Yeah, Dangote. Yes. So I mean, that shows you that business-wise, we need to bring those people into our football, but I don't know if we're at that stage
our
yet.
Sports
because
generally.
Yeah, into our sports. Sorry, did I say football? We need to bring those people into our sports. But I mean, I don't think we're at that stage yet where we try to understand that business people should be running these sports. Hopefully, we get to that stage, because it's always about politics, and then all of this. Oh, because he did very well to me when I was the governor of one state, let me bring him into this position. Let me use it as a compensation. He did very well when I was this person in one place and all that. That's how we majorly do it here. I mean, if you look at the ministers we have had before Sheodiko, before the body was even trimmed down and turned to the National Sports Commission.
Yeah.
I don't think we have had anybody who was a sporting person run as a sports minister of Nigeria. So it's a whole lot of mess.
A whole lot of mess. Talking about numbers, because like I said, we've been talking about the paparazzi, we've been talking about it, but look at the Super Bowl. The reports that an estimated $370 million and $630 million in economic output for just the Bay Area. That's the area in which the Lever Stadium that hosted that was estimated to generate, just because they're in that area.
They don't have money. I mean, that's just 70 million more than what I got yesterday. These people they're very poor. I mean, what's that?
Now, made that into the
now, state officials reported the event brought in 115,000 visitors who spent $650 million in the city. I was seeing a report from Sky Sports yesterday where they talked about that the cheapest seat is just below $6,000 for the Super Bowl, and the most expensive seat, which is courtside, is about just a few dollars less than $60,000. That's why someone was saying that even celebrities they don't have to rush to go and buy seats in the front, because that is way expensive for you to be able to just cough out just because you want to watch one game. And that's what these people have been able to build their sports economy to become in the world, which is why they are going into other places. I mean, they are going into Europe. We saw Giannis Antetokounmpo buy a stake in Chelsea Women over the weekend. It's part of them. And we also had another American before him, that's the husband of Serena Williams, Alex Ohanian, also being part of the people who have stake in Chelsea Women from last year.
It's even why every year when maybe I think Forbes do this in monthly. Is it monthly or quarterly? I can't remember. But there's this thing that they release list of athletes that are rich in terms of what, and you always see the NFL players in that position. It's how they've positioned, because
Tom
I mean
Brady
they don't play too many games. They don't play too many games, but you know the amount of money they're making.
That they make.
Like it's crazy. It's business.
I mean, it's business. We're going to talk about sport business in Nigeria, but before we continue, let's quickly go on a short break. And when we come back, we're going to bring it down to something that happened in Nigeria on the international scale over the weekend. I will talk about the paparazzi, and I mean, we'll try to maybe equate it to what we saw at the Super Bowl last night. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's been fun so far. If you're just tuning in, this is the Glide. Has been fun so far, talking so much about sports and money. Money make the world go round. Cash. But for you to be able to make money on this channel while subscribe to us and of course enjoying the gliders, you can sign up on BETWGB.com to place your bets on games. You can place bets on games aside from football. You can see we're talking about American soccer, American football, talking about rugby. So yes, you can place your bets on different sports, and when you sign in as a first timer, once you use our promo code as displayed on the screen, gliders, you get a 200 naira welcome bonus to be able to place bets and win big. Maybe you can win 300 million like Timothy. We get to see that. That is for you to find out. So just sign up.
Not $300 million. Don't make it look like it's naira.
I'm sorry, Box. You are right, I'm wrong. But yes, it's been so much fun talking about money made in other countries and how publicity has made them part of things that have made them that big. We're talking about them even though it is not a sport that we really follow in Nigeria. Talking about sports in Nigeria, let's move to tennis and talk about a sport or an event that returned to Nigeria after 2 decades and how Nigeria capitalized on it using the home ground advantage, I think. Talking about the Davis Cup. We had the Davis Cup, which is known as the World Cup of Tennis. If you do not know, now you do. It's known as the World Cup of Tennis, where countries participate. Now, Nigeria was going to play or played Uzbekistan over the course of 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Court. That is at TBS in Oniko, Lagos Island yesterday. And Nigeria won that tie to qualify onto the World Cup Group Stage 2 with a game to spare. So it was a pretty big deal. I can tell you that because I was there. And of course, we saw the home support from Nigerians who found out late. I have to put that into consideration. Found out late, but Nigeria was able to do this, and despite everything that built up to the event, they were able to pull that, and they've done it for back to back years. They've qualified to this stage in the World Cup in 2024. They've done it in 2025, and they've done it again in 2026, which shows consistency for the athletes who have been representing Nigeria, the likes of Daniel Adele, who was the star yesterday, where he won the final game that ensured that we didn't have to play the last game. We had to just forfeit that one because we had already qualified to the next one. You can see his pictures on your screen. He was a star yesterday, winning. And I mean, he started it with what he did the day before on Saturday, where he had to come back to rally round after dropping a set and fight with cramps too. A lot of fans at the stadium, as they were saying, he was giving a Carlitos kind of semi-final for the Australian Open because of the cramps he also had. But he was able to fight back, show the Nigerian spirit, and he was able to help his team qualify. We won the singles, won the doubles in the morning to yesterday with the likes of Emmanuel and his partner there. Everything just went so smoothly for the athletes participating on the court. But let's talk about off the court issues. I mean, there were a lot of pictures that were coming out of the courts. I'm sure you guys would have seen mine if you did not see any. But
I'm not gonna see your own case.
but yes, let me come to you on this. I mean, how do you think this can be promoted going forward? It shows that I mean, that's me. I don't like to brag, but I was one of the hottest players on the court yesterday. But that aside,
So you have covered the World Cup.
I've covered the World Cup now.
Covered the
Nice.
tennis World
I've
Cup.
covered
Your
the tennis World Cup.
CV is just
Don't play. Let's come to Felix on this. I mean, going into that particular one, I obviously got to know about it because I am in the media industry.
Yeah.
A lot of people were in my DMs, in my mentions, asking why this was not publicized, and we're talking about making money in sports. Now, tennis is one of the sports that is supposed to be one of the most lucrative sports because it is very expensive also to watch a tennis game internationally. Now, this is a big deal. Well, tickets were not really expensive for an average person. I think an average ticket was as low as 5,000 naira.
Okay, my friends bought 10,000.
Yes, that is for late tickets. Early
okay.
tickets, the early birds got 5,075. Now, why are we not capitalizing on it, and what can we do going forward in a sport like tennis? Like I said, tennis, we're talking about football money, we're talking about NFF money before we went on the break. Tennis money, there's money in the sports. What can we do to be able to harness that money?
Yeah, the first thing, like you mentioned, a lot of people got to find out about the event quite late, and that is a big problem, and that is something that is repetitive with most events that are held in Nigeria. I don't know how if these people don't have commercial teams and media teams, and if they don't do meetings, because the only way people would buy your ticket, the only way people would know and come over to your event is when you put it in their faces, when you let them know. The way sitting down here, if I was not a sport person and I did not know about the event, the way you were speaking about it, it's the World Cup of tennis. Nigeria has done well in 2024. Nigeria has done well in 2025.
The last time we hosted this was over 2 decades ago.
All of those things are things that you say to somebody and they will be interested in coming for the event.
Yeah.
But because they did not do enough, they just had niche. You are a tennis, what's it called now? Tennis reporter. You tell them this event is around, just come and cover. No, you tell those people, your platform, use your platform, advertise. What is it going to take? Do you need money to do sponsored posts on your social media? How can we help you? Help us. But they don't make all those sort of moves. They just believe that the events should be done, pictures would be shared online, and the organizers, or not the organizers, they are the organizers, the people that will come and inspect to know if Nigeria is capable of even hosting more events like this one, and they are satisfied. The Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, I've been there several times. It's one of the finest places
in Lagos
that you can go to when we talk about sports.
I mean, that was my first time
events.
Entering. I've always passed in front of it.
When I used to cover the tennis league,
yes, where we had
when they used to go different states, Abuja, Lagos, and all of
Kaduna,
that. I've been there a few times, and I know how that place looks. And seeing it on screen now looks very, very well kept. It's a place people would want to come. And tennis is not like, in quotes, football, where you say you are scared of hooligans, people that would come, fans, because a lot of people that will come to watch that game, they don't actually know the guys. They are not fans. It's not like I support Chelsea, I support Ikorodu City, they support Shooting Stars.
A lot of people
and
did
not
not even know that the final game was going to be forfeited if we won the game that the last game that was played yesterday.
They just came to have fun.
Yeah,
and it was something. It's a weekend
people
now.
that were coming in, because some people came late. They were like, I thought we still had one last game. They were like, no, they didn't even understand the time. There was no need, and they didn't understand because there was no much publicity for you to inform them that, okay, this is what is at stake. If we do this, this is what's going to happen. So yes, I get how
publicity is a big, and that is.
As you can see on your screen, Edafe and the entire Elegote family. I mean,
yeah,
it is really, 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 really big. And I mean, you can see more pictures from the events yesterday. You can't. I mean, for me, it's usually the backdrop, and that backdrop.
Don't top us. Don't top us. That
look at this view.
Look at how beautiful this looks like.
I think this is Fatu. Fatu's view.
I think this is.
I can see Fatu on it.
Oh,
this is a drone shot.
This is from 2022.
Okay.
This is a view.
Imagine what it is looking like now, because it looks well kept.
Well kept. Hopefully, we would get people who would lock in when it concerns promoting sports in Nigeria, like tennis.
Like Felix was saying, the PR, marketing, and communications,
it
has to be top notch. I mean, it's not just let's just say, because there's a lot that can go in. I remember a few years back there was a competition. Was it Zenith Bank that they wanted to host it, and they had a press conference meeting with media people. There was a briefing on how they want the competition. Was it the MBBF or was it a basketball something?
It should be a basketball.
They talked about how they wanted everything to go, and at that point there was no way, as a social media person, you even had some of the organizers going from radio, from TV to TV sports shows to different across Lagos and all of those things. I mean, if you had done it that way, there's no way that place would have not been filled. Yeah, that someone will say, "Oh, I missed it." If you miss the one on social media, you can't miss the traditional one. If you can't miss the print one, I mean, one has to fall into your face. Yeah. That's
if they even miss everything, they can just reach out to Tosi and Darabioyo. I can give them his PR.
I see what you did there.
Yes,
I see what you did.
You have to be on football Twitter to get that.
Felix could not get back at us. He had to send it to the UK.
Tosi has legs, Molly.
Oh my God. Okay, let me let you guys into the joke. Now the thing is, about 3 weeks ago, we had AFCON, where we suddenly saw tweets from
Nigerian
influencers that were not sport influencers. It was sport influencers, you would have understood. Nigerian influencers, where they were saying that I think there was a campaign against Maresca there. That Maresca was punishing the highest scoring Chelsea defender, and we were like, how?
PR they cry.
You know that they'll say PR they swallow.
He reach everywhere now. You get information.
Yes, exactly.
The Lagos Lawn Tennis people should ask Tosi.
They should ask. That's what.
Make them collect consent.
So it was a copy and paste kind of, and in fact they were using wrong stats. That was why it was even funny, because they were not footballing people, so they didn't even know what they were saying. They were just copying from, I think, a group chat, and they'll just post it on their page and get paid.
They post.
My money shall complete.
So that is why you were saying the PR people. But I mean, it was effective because everybody got to see it.
It was
good or bad.
Good or bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
Good or bad. PR is also PR, so that's what he's talking about. But yes, talking about PR, let's talk about somebody that has bad PR right now, and that person is no other than the name that Emmanuel Sebastian will not want to hear right now, is Arne Slot. Yesterday at the Anfield,
Emmanuel came in this morning like sack that bowed. Yesterday, so he's not a bowed man.
Yesterday he ensured something that has not happened in a very long time happened. Man City did a winning double over Liverpool. In fact, even the seasons where Pep will win convincingly.
I can't remember the last time they won at Anfield.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they beat them home and away. Like, they didn't even draw. Like, it was a home and away win. And that was the first time in a very long time. And now, right now, there's bad PR for Arne Slot. And we were talking about coaches that should maybe be the ones that Liverpool should be looking at when maybe he gets the boots, because I mean there's still time and they are still fighting for a top 4 finish right now. I think that's what their best hope, because right now their fans are saying they might move to play the Europa, play in Arsenal.
They could be lucky to get the 5th position,
and it's looking good for English teams.
They would obviously get
for them
I think it's just about 3 more games.
But let's be safe. Let's just use the
4.
natural 4.
Yeah.
Who do you think Liverpool should be looking at that would be able to work with the players that they have? We've seen that Man U, Carrick Ball have been able to bring somebody that, even with the bad set of play, bad in quotes, because I mean Amorim made it look as if the players were terrible, but the same set of players are the ones that have won 4 straight games in the Premier League, and we might get to see that guy get a haircut after all.
United
West Ham are the ones that are in between him and his barber right now. So yes, who do you think is the next coach? Do you think maybe Ejabi? Do you think maybe who do you think is the best person that Liverpool can bring in if they decide to give the guy the boot right now?
I don't know about best person, but I think somebody that is on the lips of a lot of Liverpool fans and is looking like favourite is the man that just recently got sacked by Real Madrid. I'm talking about Xabi Alonso. Knows the club, as they would say, knows the DNA of Liverpool.
But I mean, you know how he assembles his team. We saw him at Bayer Leverkusen. We saw how he was able to manage the situation at Real Madrid. Do you think he's a perfect fit for what he has?
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, with the crop of players, is this the perfect fit?
Yeah, I think the Liverpool players are nowhere near. I'm not saying in terms of quality. I'm talking about ego. I'm talking about the Madrid team has 4 people who have gotten to the top 4 of the Ballon d'Or. At Liverpool is Van Dijk and Salah, and those two are at the very tail end of their career. So it's a rebuilding phase. I'm not sure Superstar would look into Xabi Alonso's eyes and tell him, I don't want to play as a DM. I don't want to play as an 8 or as a 10. Like Bellingham would say, I don't want to play on the wings. I want Vinicius to say, I don't want to play as a striker. I want to play from the wings. And Madrid would back them. Madrid is a different kettle of fish. Even Jurgen Klopp reportedly rejected the Madrid job because he knows he will not have a free hand. The players are number 1 at Real Madrid. It's different at Liverpool. They are a well-cultured, well-balanced team. So I think he would fit. He has Frimpong, he has worked with. And the Liverpool players look like people that he can be flexible with. If he wants to play a 3 at the back, Virgil van Dijk in the middle, they've signed Jacquet that is coming at the end, Leone, there is Gomez. If Konate does not renew, they can play a 3 at the back with those ones. If they want to play a 2, Jacquet and Van Dijk in probably his last season also, that can work also for them. So Xabi Alonso looks like a very good fit. I don't know what Steven Gerrard's profile is with Liverpool fans in terms of his coaching. As a player, is probably still their greatest. Not probably, is their greatest of all time. So they would like him. He's a safe bet. But I don't think it's a safe bet that the owners need now. Yes, a lot of people are shouting FSG, sack this man, sack this man. But they are not shouting FSG, or they are not hunting FSG, that's the Liverpool owners, because they are not backing the club. They are there. It's not like a Man United situation, Radcliffe and the Glazers, where the United fans just don't like, or what is happening at West Ham. They don't like the fact that they have allowed Slots this long. I feel that Gerrard card, they should keep it for when the fans backfire against them. When they are against them, you can use that kind of card. Bring their best, man. They would have no other option than to support.
Yes.
But for now, the best bet looks like Xabi Alonso.
So Xabi Alonso for you too?
Yeah, obviously Xabi Alonso. I mean, and if you even talk about someone who likes to work with young players, I think the Liverpool squad, they are quite young in terms of the average age. From defense to attack. Felix had mentioned Leone, the Jacquet that they signed. Keke is also quite young, and they can bring in a couple. Yeah, and they can bring in a couple of. Szoboszlai is in his 20s. Even Florian Wirtz, Cody Gakpo, and maybe just Salah even Ekitike, I think it's
23,
20,
22.
exactly. So
There's still an Isak
the core,
somewhere.
the core of the team is what he would like, and just maybe a few additions that would actually fit what he wants to do at the club. But even in honesty, I don't think that Arne Slot should be sacked at the moment because I know that Liverpool fans, they can from their own perspective, but as an analyst, I don't think it has gotten that bad to be saying that you want to sack him. It's just a few points away from the top 4. I know it's not the greatest season. I mean, you don't want to go from winning the league just by losing. I don't think they lost up to 4 games last season, maybe even just 3 or 4, and then come all of this time, and then you're losing so many games, dropping points at home.
But I can
Anfield,
understand.
where used to be the fortress, is now the place where anybody. What is Anfield? That's the question now. There's nothing like Anfield again.
I
So,
can understand Liverpool
come to
fans
Anfield again.
wanting Slot sacked because there is still that hanging thread around him that he won the league with Jurgen Klopp's team.
but Jurgen Klopp did not win the league with his own team when he left. So,
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp started a rebuild. And then he came in. Those
I
players
don't
already
like-
had
I don't
one
like
season.
that. I
No,
don't
I'm not
like-
saying that's a legit. I'm just saying the Liverpool fans will say when they gave him his team,
Yeah, for me,
the
that-
players
well-
he wanted,
well, from a fan perspective, they
that
can
should
be
have made the
right.
team better. It looks like he cannot even handle a starting lineup. Don't know who is best where. Sometimes he plays Frimpong as a right winger. Other times you see Soboslai playing right back, playing right winger. He does not know who is his best 10. Until recently that Florian Wirtz started
Picked up.
scoring goals and making
picking
assists.
up,
So
picking up
people are
form.
saying maybe he does not know how to. And his recent comments, after the Liverpool loss, I saw the press conference. He was crying about.
Crying.
Yes, he was crying about the Maguire challenge on Salah. I think he has a case, but they lost that game. They lost that game, and several times was it last week? He was speaking and he said he preferred that they play well than win titles.
He's giving
Like,
you know, they give
PTSD
Ten Hag
of,
vibes.
So, those kind
Pochettino.
of, there are some things as a top fan, a fan of a top club,
Yes,
that
that
you
you-
hear.
that would
I just
piss
say,
you
ah,
off, actually.
is this
This
my
one
manager?
saying, yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. I get
So
it.
he's
I
giving
can
that
relate.
vibe.
Yeah, I understand.
Man City versus Chelsea semi-final of the FA Cup, and then Pochettino said they were going to Anfield to compete, not to win. And I wanted to run mad. that
To
day.
Wembley.
I can never forgive you because of that statement. They were going to Wembley to compete, not to win. Who does that? And that's how they went on to lose. But yes, talking about losing and winning, the league is still very much up for the grabs for I mean, as many teams as possible, but the top 2 in contention are Arsenal, who are topping with 6 points right now, and Man City. And there's this particular tweet that was very interesting that I saw yesterday, and I'll show you the tweet. Let me read it out for you to see. He said, now by this time, the Burna, they usually come back from injury, and City go first win 6 straight games, make you know, say, men mount. So guys, this is Man City winning a very, very crucial fixture. Yes, they've not been consistent. They won a very crucial fixture yesterday, and they are still back in the run, because with them losing yesterday, there would have been 9 points clear for Arsenal. But right now, they are 2 wins away from equaling that point tally. Yes, they've not been consistent. That's the tweet there for you to see. They've not been consistent. But Timothy, this is a Man City that fights from start to finish. Do you think that Arsenal should be scared, or do you think that, I mean, it's up and dry for Arsenal in this title race? Or do you think that yesterday was a signal to them that even though Kevin De Bruyne will not be back to lace his boots, you know that picture of him lacing his boots in
and
that
then
game,
trying to come up
and
in
trying
the
to come up
60th
in the
minute,
68th
and he
minute.
gives 2 assists.
Thank you
and
very
then Alan
much. And there's
scores.
no Gundogan to do the thing on the final day. Do you think that Man City can still mount that comeback in terms of chasing this title to the final day? Or Arsenal, with almost everybody back on the squad and fit, do you think that it is done and dry for them?
I still feel Arsenal will win the league, but they still have a couple of games to prove that they can win the league. Manchester City will play Fulham on Wednesday. I expect Manchester City to win, and then by that time, Arsenal will just be 3 points clear. Then Arsenal will go to the GTEC Community Stadium, where I don't think anybody. I can't remember the last time Brentford lost at the GTEC Stadium this season. Even top teams, City, Liverpool, have gone there and they've lost. So if Arsenal win that game, then I can say, okay, Arsenal are ready to get this over the line, because at that point, if you it's at this stage where you begin to go to stadiums where you know that I mean, it was like when they beat Aston Villa 4-1. Aston Villa in recent seasons, we know what Arsenal has always done to them. They dispatched them. I think was it this season or last season where it was last season, and when they beat Manchester City 5-0 as well, taking the 5-1. I'm taking out that side that, okay, Manchester City were always going to be a boogie team for them. So these are the kind of games, the kind of stadiums you want to go to and kind of get your win. If you can win at these places, and then I feel like Arsenal will still win the league. But 6 points is not far-fetched. Like I did say, they go to G-Tech on Thursday. Manchester City would probably win on Wednesday. Then it's just 4 points. And at that point, you still know that there's still a Manchester City to face. I don't know. I think there's still Chelsea. There's still Chelsea in between. I know that there's Spurs, although I know that no matter what, Arsenal will beat Spurs, whether it's at home or it's away. So there are still some other games that you can still lie in the cards there and feel like, oh, something may happen. But Arsenal know themselves that they cannot be complacent. There's no room for, at this point, they're the one that is controlling the narrative. I think in previous seasons they've always been the one chasing, and then maybe I think it was only one season where they were about few points ahead. But right now they're the one controlling. They're the one saying, okay, chase me and catch me if you can. And other teams are trying to see if you can catch them. And at this point in time, I think it's only Manchester City. Aston Villa are showing signs that they're not ready for it, and even Manchester City themselves are showing that there are still some games that they will drop points. So I'm still kind of backing Arsenal to get it over the line. Where there may be some issues is when we now get into the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League. If the point gaps in that place in the tournaments like the UEFA Champions League, I mean in the league, is still wide open, then they can probably put focus, because sometimes teams do. I don't know. I don't want to say teams really do these things, but in terms of body language, in terms of squad, some teams just drop energy in some competitions just because they want to probably win the league or something. So if they're in that position where they want to win the Champions League, you don't know whether you have an hope. They're also in the final of the Carabao Cup. They also want to win the league. If they're in that comfortable position, then it may be if they are not in that comfortable position, it may be dicey for them, because at this point they don't know, should we leave it here? Should we put our focus here? I mean, if Arsenal don't win the league and they win the Champions League, Arsenal fans, they can, no matter what you say.
But I'm not sure that's a risk that would be wise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If there's one competition that he needs to pick, is the fact that you've been in the title race in the Premier League 2 times and you've lost to Manchester City. Arsenal have not won the league in 22 years. Arsenal are in prime position. The Champions League still have a lot of top teams that can still beat Arsenal. There is still, yes, Arsenal beat Bayern during the league phase, but again, we know that knockout football is different. PSG, there are still a lot more obstacles blocking Arsenal way in the Champions League than the Premier League. The Premier League, it's all Arsenal. I feel like the only people that can deny themselves this Premier League title this year is Arsenal themselves. And the Champions League that you've mentioned might be a problem if they decide to pick one and they decide that they want to pick the Champions League and Mikel Arteta start resting Arsenal players. I feel that's going to be very, very bad of them in the Premier League. But they have this one all figured out. Manchester City, that game yesterday might spark something, because I saw Bernardo Silva say we are back in the title race. Eli Haaland said there is still a lot of games to play. And when they start speaking like that, in previous years, it has gotten to Arsenal players. I don't know this year what's the psychology in the Arsenal dressing room. They seem to have more bite about them now, and they seem to have more, in quotes, leaders.
The version of Haaland I saw yesterday looked like someone that wants to fight to the end. I mean, an assist, a goal, he could have. I mean, the way I chased Dominic Szoboszlai for that ball. If Szoboszlai had not even pulled him, I mean, he could have maybe scored the second goal. And then even his off-field, I mean, the off-game antics, the things he did, he was trying to say. I think they are. I don't know if it was the league. Of course, the broadcast.
The Premier League TV.
Filming him. I was like, don't film me, film Gary. Then Pep Linders, the former assistant coach of Liverpool, was trying to tell him to rejoice.
Somehow, like,
he was pushing him to rejoice. I mean, you're at Anfield, rejoice. So, I mean, all of those things were very funny yesterday.
I mean, that is a team that is still looking to compete to win. That would be their 7th or their 6th
under Pep Guardiola.
Their 7th Premier League title in 10 years. That's monstrous. Imagine competing or going against that. That is what Arsenal will get to do from this period till the end of the season.
But I feel like if Arsenal win the league this season, then Arsenal would create a dominance in this league as well. I feel like Arsenal.
I don't know about dominance.
I don't know. When I mean dominance, I don't mean that they will win it every season, of course. But I feel like if Arsenal win the league this season, Arsenal will not go another 3 years without winning the league.
You can say that, but I don't. What I am saying about dominance, because everybody else in the Premier
I know,
League.
yeah, when I mean
It's
because
coming, they are building. If Liverpool brings in a new coach, if Slot is not, if Slot is there, he's probably going to do better than this, or else they would fire him. If they bring in a new coach, he would want to do better. Chelsea, the target they gave when they started their rebuild was to win the league in 2027-20. The Man United, but when they come in, they say 4 years of rebuild. So I don't know about dominance. I don't know that one team, the way Manchester City won 4 leagues in a row, would do it again in the Premier League. Like, because everybody is so close to each other, the level that we've seen the teams, they are like close to each other, and they all have money to bring in the best players. So I don't know about dominance, but I agree with you. If Arsenal wins this Premier League, they would not 2 years. Arsenal might win this season, maybe not win the next one, or win this one, win the next one before they
Drop
don't
it.
win.
Drop, yeah.
But dominance, I'm not sure about dominance, but they will not go that 3 year stretch without winning a league if they win this one.
I mean, looking to see
Joy
how...
is scared.
For Chelsea.
I'm not scared.
The way he said, I mean.
I mean,
Gradually, people are looking away. Chelsea by next season, because you will not win this one. It will be 10 years since Chelsea won, and they've not competed in any season.
I'm
She's
Manchester
asking you a
United.
question.
No, it's 13 already. Don't worry.
Please, I'm world champion. That should serve you guys for the next 4 years. Don't talk to me like that. But yes, guys, before we go into our final part of the show today, which will be talking about Nigerian football and what happened over the weekend, we're going to be talking about our defending champion more especially, touchlight on what is going on in that club, and whether we'll be seeing a season where we'll see a team. Would that be the first time we'll see a team win this league this season and next season go on to be relegated in the MPFL? We'll talk about that after this break. So stick around while we bring to you the final part of the Gliders. Welcome back, guys. It's been a very robust conversation around football, around sports, around money, because money makes the world go round. And I mean, if you're just a first time
Adekunle God said what? Money, ego.
It's not the same. It's not, that one is not a serious person. It's a person that said money doesn't buy happiness. It's not a serious person. But yes, guys, for us to ensure that we bring you happiness and for you to also be happy, because
Tell them to remember to send their account number. I mean,
the person
money.
that has money is advising you to send your account number so that you can bet.
I want to start investing, so
yeah,
I
so you
need
can
to
bet. For you to be an investor, you have to just, apart from following us, so we can give you this every Monday. Remember that if you sign up on BETWGB channel and you sign up on their website to place your bets as a first-time subscriber, we would give you a 200 naira welcome bonus just by using our promo code as displayed on your screen, Glider. So do that. Once you do that, if you don't have money to even place your bet, Timothy is here for you.
Exactly.
Just drop in the comment section that, yeah, boss, this is my channel.
Just shout senior man.
Senior man.
It
He will bless you. He will help
It's really not the comments.
He's
It's
showing
really
love
not.
this week as the week,
Yeah.
Valentine week, like he's showing love. So just drop.
You know the money plenty now, $300 million.
Now to spend down, now you find.
And if you want to start up a business, reach out to me. But come out with a very good pitch, because I can't be investing in nonsense. I mean, I know that there are some investments
You'll
that
be
will
shocked
fail.
that people will reach out.
Let them reach out now.
Let
Are you
them reach
scared
out.
of? Are you
Let them
scared
reach
of
out.
the money I have? What do you mean? Did you not see the car I parked outside? What's that rubbish? Please don't disrespect my money.
Talking about investments, well, there's
I've
an
never spent 5%
I mean-
and I bought a Bentley. Do you know how big that
God,
money is?
when I mean, talking about investment, we're talking about investment. There's an investment right now that is looking really, really shaky, and that is a project going on at Remo Stars. There's been a project for the past decade which eventually yielded the biggest prize in terms of their senior team. Talking about them winning the MPFL for the very first time last season. But after that, I think a rebuilding phase started, and all the investments this season is looking like it's always falling into quicksand. Now, yesterday they went on to lose against Kano Pillars at the Sani Abacha Stadium by 1-0, and that keeps them still fighting for their lives in the relegation zone. Now, let me come to Timothy on this, Mr. Investment, Mr. Money with the vibe, Mr. Money with the suit and the glasses and the spec. What do you think Remo Stars can do to salvage their season? Because right now I think it's time for everybody to just raise that red flag. There's problem at Remo Stars. What can they do to salvage their season and not get relegated? Because I don't think anyone wants to see Remo Stars play in the NNL next season.
Remo Stars are not just in a problem, they're in a deep mess. I mean, they are 19th on the log. It's a different thing when you are probably 17th and then maybe you're just 1 point behind the person in 16. You know that, okay, if you just win maybe a run of 2 games and you are probably back to 15th, then maybe you can just finish above the relegation zone. But they are 19th on the log right now. The last time Remo Stars won a game, I think they've gone 6 games without winning any game. Without getting, I don't even think they've gotten a point in their last 6 games. It's that bad.
They did against Kun Khalifat.
Okay, yeah, they won. I think that was their last
draw.
They didn't win, it was a draw.
They drew against Kun Khalifa. That's how terrible it is for them, and they are not looking so well positioned. We don't know the.
Are they playing badly? That's one question.
I don't even know. Firstly, we don't even know if Daniel Ogumorede is their coach. I mean, the antics the club is. I don't know. I know it may be for their safety and all of those things. After
they don't want you to be right. All of you that reported that is legal. They don't want you people to be right.
It's funny because at this point, someone MPFL TV reported that was the first outlet to the news then, that he had left the club, and then they came out with a statement debunking. But okay, he's probably busy with the AFCON and all that. Since the AFCON, I mean, we have been back maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
He said
now.
He was doing. No, at that time they said he was doing his coaching course.
In Abuja. Since then, finished the coaching course, back from the AFCON. We are still always seeing Sulaiman Kamil on the bench and their assistant coach to Daniel. We don't even know. Daniel came out a few days back as well. Was just thanking Honorable Kunle Shoname. In the Thanksgiving, you probably expect to say, "Oh, thank you, I'm moving on" or something, but nothing like that was happening. So we don't even know who the coach is and who we can say, "Okay, this is the person that is handling the situation." But of course, what they need to do, there's nothing else that they need to do than to win games. I know that, okay, some of the decisions that have gone against them as well are something that we probably not like. But in all honesty, if you're in this league, one way or the other, you have always been at the backside of what officiating looks like. Remo Stars as well, they've had some games where some decisions have gone badly against the teams they faced. So I'm not defending all of these things, but it's the terrain where they are. They know how this league runs. They know how this league runs. And they know that this kind of things will happen. What they need to do is win games, go away. Firstly, I think they have just 2 or 3 more, two more games to be able to play back at Ikene.
Yes.
I don't know, but you need to go away, win games, play at home, try to pick up as many points as you can, because there are still how many games to the end of the season? 13 more games. I mean, it's a lot of games for them to still survive. But if they keep losing this way they are losing, I mean, relegation is calling at them.
I mean,
the worst part is they are conceding some terrible number of goals. They've conceded, I think, about 30 plus goals this season, and they've not scored anywhere near those numbers. So even when they win, and the teams around them maybe draw point or lose, their goal difference is also really a big problem for them. They are beginning to be like another example of when people say getting to the top is not the most difficult thing.
It's
staying there. That is the most difficult.
Do you think they were exhausted from fighting to stay at that, to get to the pinnacle?
No, I think
because I mean they fought for it for 5 seasons.
Yeah, I'm not in their boardroom and all of that, so I cannot say maybe they got too comfortable being like one of the top, because in the last 3-4 years, if you mention the best 3 teams in the MPFL,
they were always in the top 3.
Yeah, we're in those categories.
In the top 2-3 times.
Yeah, so maybe they got too comfortable and they thought a rebuild was something they could just do. Should be in MPFL, we can handle it. We can just let all of these players
I felt they should
leave and bring in new people who survive.
That's one thing.
City, they play with small boys. Shooting Stars did a rebuild when their new people came in. We can as well just go into it. And also, I would always be someone that does not support this whole head coaches of MPFL teams being in the backroom staff. But again, another person would argue it's not just Remo Stars. Fidelity Lechuku, also they go Super Eagles camp, but Rangers are not suffering the way. But maybe they have a better structure to manage it when he's not there. But I don't know. I don't know how a professional team would have played 25 games in a season, and their head coach had probably coached maybe 5 or 6 games. In a league, it does not sound. I don't know the agreements between them. Maybe it's one of the things that is causing rifts behind the scenes. Maybe the Remo Stars board, the owners, are beginning to say no, we pay your salary even when you are away from here and all of that. We need you to be on ground. I don't know what the situation is back there, but it does not sit well with me. It does not feel right that the head coaches of Premier League teams in Nigeria can just leave their position for 3 games, because the week that they would go to the camp for the Super Eagles, they probably leave before their team plays that week. They probably play a midweek game. They play another weekend game when the Super Eagles are playing. By the time they are returning back, they are playing another away games. 3-4 games. You head coach of a team missing it. A lot of things does not sit well with what is happening with me. And of course, I think this season they've played just 1 game at Ikene. One or two games. They started the season away from home in Abeokuta. They came back. Their fans caused a rancor. They suspended them and took them away from their home base.
Totally.
A lot of shenanigans happening around Remo Stars. And it would be, like you said, until you mentioned it, I didn't even think about it. They probably would be, maybe in the new millennium, the first MPFL team that would win the league title. That's some Leicester City vibe.
Really bringing back some Leicester City memories for Remo Stars. But I mean, hopefully, because I mean, they are a team after my own heart, saying that they are a team that has done really well in putting privately owned team on the map in Nigerian football. Before we leave, let's quickly touch light on Pyramid versus Rivers, or Rivers versus Pyramid.
Can we not?
We spoke yesterday about them at least fighting to give us a little bit of respect on the continental. Yesterday was very different from what it was the opposite of what we begged them to do last week. They did the direct opposite of it yesterday. Now, going into the final game, I mean, they have just 1 game left. What do you think they should do to be able to bow out on a high? Because right now it's done and dusted for Rivers United on the continent.
There's nothing they can do. I knew that.
They are going to be facing.
I told Nicolo last week that that's the only 1 point that they'll have. If you can't beat Power Dynamos, you can't beat Pyramids, obviously, because I know that. Even going to Morocco playing against RS Berkane, they can't do anything.
Are you sure?
That's the only.
Dynamos did something again.
No,
I mean,
the only point they have is the one they got in Ndola against Power Dynamos. Going to RS Berkane next week. RS Berkane are in a situation where they need to win against Rivers United, because Power Dynamos they're just ahead of Power Dynamos on goal difference, so they don't want to take any risk and not have yourself qualified to the next stage of the Champions League. So Rivers United have come this season and participated. They've collected participation fee. Maybe, hopefully, because they are in a good position on the league, they can win the league this season or even qualify for the top 2 and come back next season. But there's nothing to do. The only thing they need to do is honor the game, because if they don't honor the game, they will get sanctions. So go for the game, play your football, and come back home. And we know that you're out of the competition.
If you know me, well, you know that I'm somebody that was particular about our coefficients. At some point, the last 2 years have been. Yesterday, I felt like they should just take that 4 slot from Nigeria. Like, we should not have any representative. I was just saying we should not have any representative on the continent. I used to pray that somebody should do well, try and finish so that we take the first one. And we are doing well so far on the low cost. I think another is it Libya. They didn't have any body qualified. So Mali has gone above us, but Libya, because Libya did not have anyone. Them don't drop. When I checked that coefficient, I saw that Nigeria will still have 4 teams. Next, I just say, oh Lord, can we just go to a place where we go to 2? And maybe from 2, we even go to 0 if there's anything like 0. Because we are shambolic. We are the best team from Nigeria. Played 3 games at home, lost all 3 games. I beg go. And against Pyramid that did 10 changes.
Yeah, like they made 10 changes to the team that beat them in Egypt.
Imagine.
That's how bad it is.
That is some stats there, guys. It's crazy, and let's hope that we just keep hoping that things will change in Nigerian football, because it is looking bad. When your defending champion is,
I don't know what this is, but I do not want to be in that place where we kind of put this on bad on Nigeria. I think this is coaching. I respect Coach Yemi Olanrewaju and Coach Finidi George, but we should not get to that point where we try to position everything around, because we know that normally we don't do well.
I think it's beyond coaching.
I know we don't do well in the in terms of club football on the continent. I think this is coaching. I know this is coaching. They scored 2 goals in this competition and you have conceded 10. What do you want the management to do for you? I don't think Rivers United are in a position where their management.
How about the management give them quality players?
I mean, Rivers United recruited very well. I know that they
very well in the Nigerian space.
Exactly, but they can't go beyond.
Have you seen the pyramid?
No,
best of the best from different countries.
Felix, I'm not saying that the management are all good 100%. They have done everything 100%. But let's not try to shy away from talking about these things. There are people we are close to, but when we see coaching as a problem in a team,
no, I'm not in disagreement with you that coaching is a problem.
I mean, you have considered 10 goals. That's -8. Even Power Dynamos that many people do not know, their goal defense is good. Power Dynamos have 7 points. For Power Dynamos to have a chance to finish second, if they win, let's say they beat Pyramids next week, and even Bekin beat Rivers United, or Rivers United beat Bekin, something like that, they still have a chance till the final day. I'm not even talking about points now. I'm talking about your goal scoring. If you score 2 goals in a competition that you have played 5 games, and you have considered 10, it means that there's a coaching problem there. We should not always just come and say, okay, because it's the regular norm where we know that the football is bad, the way everything is being handled, they are not playing in their stadium. Is it because you are not playing in your stadium, that's why you are conceding 4 goals? You went away, you considered 3 goals. I mean, you lost to Power Dynamos. You went to Zambia, you could not score a goal. So these things, let's say it sometimes the way it is. This season on the continent, Rivers United coaches have not done well for themselves, and the players as well, they've not done well for themselves. This is not one thing about Barrister Chris Green not doing well and everybody at the Rivers United setup not helping the team. This is coaching problem, and let's say it that way.
That is coaching problem for Rivers United, and that is where their woes is, according to Timothy. Well, this is where we would be drawing the red curtains. The next time that I'll see you guys, Valentine will be over, but from now till then, I would be leaving you.
Will you bring a cake next week?
I'm not on the show next week.
Oh, okay.
I'll still be in this headspace of Valentine. I feel it's still in my bed that Monday morning. So let's leave that. Leaving you with this quote from the closing remarks of Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, because that's where we started from. But let me first say thank you to the guys. Thank you, Timothy, for being on the show today. And remember you to OTN. I don't see anything. OTN. Felix, it was great to have you.
Great to be back.
The first time this year. Hopefully, you will not go be masquerade like last year. Amen.
Amen. We try our best.
And to the viewers, thank you so much for always doing this with us. And everybody that thinks that Timothy is joking, they play. Just they did. Don't
write senior man for comment section.
Senior man, I know. If you write senior man, you not get the money.
He does not want a lot of you to write it.
There's terms and conditions to the money. But thank you so much, guys. If you've not subscribed to this channel your first time, please subscribe. Please subscribe so that you will not miss this.
Please, Ejibure.
Again, before I leave, let me leave you with this closing remark from Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl this morning, where he said, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. This is the week of love. Valentine is not about just you and your babe, but it's supposed to be you and your babe. If you don't have babe, I'm sorry, I'll still drag you. But yeah, show love to everyone you can. Be reasonable. I know that you might not be a good person, but be reasonable. Be kind to people. Don't find trouble. And I'll see you at the next edition of the Gliders next Monday. Till then, it's bye-bye from all of us in the studios.